we can just merge these cells and put days, and then format this, change the font size, hit enter, and lose our font styling. Now as you can see, days just went to the bottom of the cell because all of this is bottom aligned. Well, here you have the option to center align things, which is all fine and dandy, but you don't see the option up here to vertically align. And there's probably a way to do it on the toolbar. I just haven't come across it because, like I said, I don't even use this stuff. Right click on the cell you want to vertically align and go down to format cell, right? I think, yeah, format cells, and then click on the alignment tab. There's many different tabs. Just click on the alignment tab, and then right here where it says vertical, click on that and go to top, and then click OK, and there your days header is at the top. And alright, I'm getting a little bit too cluttered here with the words and stuff, so we'll try to keep it simple. Alright, let's make us a little bar right here. Let's make this background a different color so it kind of stands out. Do the same for this. Alright, it's a little easier to read now. Alright, start time, and we're just going to put 8 a.m. Hell, we're going to say 8 a.m. for every day. And you can actually just single click, one click on the cell, Control C to copy the data, and then click on the next cell, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V. You can copy and paste the data without having to double click into the cell to highlight it. Alright, and then end time for the day. We'll say this day we work till 4 o'clock p.m. obviously. And then this day we work till 4:30 p.m. And this day we work till 4 p.m. This day we work till 5 p.m. And 4 p.m. And this day we had a half day, so we only worked till like 1:30 p.m. Alright. Now what you need to, now the next step is to figure out, and I guess I should make this font a little bit bigger so you can read this too. Evidently it doesn't like that. Huh, that's strange. Well, what the hell does it like? Huh. Evidently it doesn't want you to adjust the font size when it's a date type of data. So anyway, you got our start time and our end time for every day. And then we're going to need to calculate the hours. So in the cell next to, at the end of Monday, which in my case is F3, I need to write a function to calculate the total hours of the day for Monday. Well, this is a little bit different than the simple addition function we were doing a moment ago, where we just take the data from one cell, add it to the data from the next cell, and display the results in this cell. This time we're dealing with dates, so that means we have to do a little bit of conversion, and which in this case involves you understanding a little bit more about mathematics than basic addition and subtraction. For a lot of you this isn't hard, but for a lot of people you're not familiar with conversions and computers and programming and stuff like that, so you're probably not going to have the slightest clue as to how to do that. What you're going to do is figure out the difference between the hours to begin with, and then convert that to a number. For example, 8 a.m. to 4:30. Well, if you subtract that date, them two dates, you'll come up with, for example, 8:30 a.m., which is just a number. And the 30 part, it's obviously 30 minutes into the half hour. Well, that's half of an hour. So when you display the total hours for the day, you can't say 8.30 because that's 8 1/3 hours, actually a little bit less. Yeah, you got to figure out a way to convert this half hour into a decimal, which would, in this case, be the correct answer would be 8.5 hours for this day. The way to do that is to take the total number of minutes, which in this case is 30 minutes, 430, and then divide them by the total of number of minutes in an hour. For those of you that are familiar with fractions and converting fractions to percentages and to decimals and stuff like that, you'll know that anytime you divide a number by its I don't know how to put it, by its maximum number. For example, if you want to know the percentage of something, you just take, for example, we got $65 divided by, or if you've got $65 and you need $85, well, you divide 65 by 85, divide the smaller number by the bigger number, and you've got 0.76% of what you need to have. That's your decimal representation. And you do this a lot in video transcoding to calculate aspect size and stuff like that. Anyway, so in this case, there's 30 minutes here left over that are uneven hours, because 30 minutes obviously is not even on the hour, so it's half of an hour. So there's 30 minutes that we need to figure out how to convert into decimal, and we need to divide that by 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour. So we got 30 parts of 60. That's a fraction. Well, 30 parts of 60 comes out to be half, because 3 is half of 6. 30 minutes is half of 60 minutes. Well, 30 divided by 60 is 0.5, half of 1. And in this case, that would be half of 1 hour. I know a lot of you are thinking, yeah, we already know that. But again, this isn't for you. This is for the people that don't understand this stuff. Alright, so we know that we've got to divide the 30 by 60 to get the actual decimal representation of the hours worked. So what we got to do now is start writing a function here. And this is F4. Now, on if you're going along with this, it might be different from you, or for you. You might have things located a little bit differently, but just go to the end of your hours worked for Tuesday, click in the cell, and then go up here to the function writer. Now, you can either write this in the function bar, or you can use this little thing here. Alright. Now, whenever you get stuck, you can always click help. And when you click help, it'll bring up this. And for in this case, we need to figure out how to convert dates into decimal. So you can type date and hit enter, and it'll show you over here things matching that. You can click on one of the entries. Oh, look at the hiccups. What a great time to have them. Double click on one of the entries to see the manual on how to use that particular function. So what we have to do here is we need to, now we're working with time, so we need to go down to, where is it, date and time, and then find the one for hour. And I'm probably looking right at it. I really need to go to bed. Alright, hour. You've got hour selected, hit next. And then this number here that you put in this field is for the field on your spreadsheet that you want to find the hour for. The hour function, by the way, takes the date or the timestamp and converts it into a single decimal number. And for those of you that don't understand the difference between data types, which again a lot of you will have even if you're not programmers, you'll have a basic understanding of the difference between data types. But for those of you who don't, hours and numbers are not the same thing. And so you've got to convert a timestamp into a decimal number. So that's what the hour function does. So we want the hour of F4. So in this box you'll put F4, and then we need to, no, F4 is what I'm writing the function into. We need the hour of E4. So let's go back in there and edit that. E4. And then we need to subtract the hour, so hit the minus symbol after the end of that parentheses, and then click hour again, and click next. And then as you can